Okay, this video is showing how to do your initial install with the TuneBoy Wi-Fi device. So the first thing you need to do is the zip file that you downloaded should go to the properties, tick the unblock, click apply. Now extract all the files. Now connect to the TuneBoy Wi-Fi device. In this case it's TuneBoy 284. So connect, put in the password. You should say yes here. If you say no, the problem is that it will make the network public and none of the programs will work. So to resolve that, if you did make that mistake, you click on the properties once the network is connected and you change this from public to private. Now, the first thing you should do is run this UDP debug program. Windows will ask you if you're going to allow it to have access to the network. You must click allow access. Now close the program and start it again. This time it won't ask for anything. Now run the Wi-Fi setup program. Again, ask you if you want to allow it. Say allow. And then close the program and run it again, because the first time it won't work. Now we need to put in the router that you want the device to connect to. Currently we're connected to the device and we're connected, the device's ID is 192.168.4.1. Now if I skip this step and bring up a web browser and go to 192.168.4.1, this is version 7.4. If I click update code and then choose the file, and that's the wrong folder, in the microcode folder under Wi-Fi microcode we've got 7.9. If I click open and click update, you see nothing happens and you get this error. Now the reason for that is because the JavaScript on the device needs access to the internet. It only needs it the first time it runs. After that it will always work. So to fix this problem, this problem only happens if you haven't followed the steps in the documentation. If you followed the steps, it will have told you that you should run this Wi-Fi setup program and put in your Wi-Fi address. And in this case, my one is called Wi-Fi-47B3 and password's 00713665. And if I click set network, oops, you got that message. Now exit out. Now what I should do is go back to my networks and disconnect from, or in this case what I would do is, that wasn't what I wanted to do, go in here, right click on the properties and click forget network. Now I'm connecting back to my normal network, which is this one here, so it's connected. So this means that I now have access to internet. If I run this the Wi-Fi setup program, you see now it's found the device at 192.168.1.162. If I go back to my web browser, I put in 1.162 and enter. So now I get the same page. If I click update code, then click choose file, again the microcode, open, and then click update. Now this time it's working because it had access to the internet and it was able to download the file that it needed to update the microcode. All of the problems people have where the file not found message comes up, it's because they haven't followed the steps in the documentation. This is why it's important to follow all the steps. So after that, close that tab, I unplug the device. I'll bring up the debug screen so you can, so if I clear the screen, when I have the debug screen up and I plug in the device will connect to my router, so it's connected to Wi-Fi 47B3. It tells me what the device's ID is and all the information. So now, if I go back here, I run the Flash Mitsubishi program. Again, first time it will ask you if you want to allow it. You click allow, and it won't work the first time because it just something to do with the firewall. If we run it again, this time it says Wi-Fi module found. This is a Diavel ECU. If I select the tune, so I'm going to put the cruise and tune map in, click open, and click flash map into ECU. This will send the map to the Wi-Fi module, so this is actually transferring the data to the Wi-Fi module itself. You can see in the background here, it said that it expected that number of bytes. And now it's preparing the ECU, so it's erasing the flash in the ECU. At this point, it would be important to make sure that the bike doesn't power off. So I do this by going into the dash menu and just moving around within the dash menu. So we'll stay on here. At this point, everything is being done by the Wi-Fi module itself. The map has been completely sent to the Wi-Fi module, and all communication is just between the Wi-Fi module and the ECU. The Wi-Fi module sends messages back to the PC so that it can update the progress, but there's no more input required from the PC. So at this point, if your PC power supply failed or it went to sleep, it wouldn't stop the flash from proceeding because it's all being done by the module. As long as the bike stays powered on, everything is fine. So this will take a few minutes. Now, I can't stress enough how important it is that you make sure that the network is set to set to private, because if it's not set to private, then Windows will block the UDP messages that are sent by the programs in order to find the Wi-Fi device. It's also important that once you've configured the device to connect into your router, that you forget the TuneBoy _ in this case 254 network. Otherwise, what happens is you might have two connections. You might have a connection from your laptop, or if you've got a desktop that has Wi-Fi, you might have a Wi-Fi connection to the device, and you might have an Ethernet connection to your router. In that case, it can cause problems. If your PC is normally connected to your router via Wi-Fi, it won't be a problem. But these steps are all listed in section 3 in the TuneBoy documentation. And if you follow those steps, everything works. This shouldn't take too much longer. Just to show that the program is not doing anything, what I'm going to do is close the program before it gets to the end, and then, so we're at 90%. If I exit out of that program, if we look at the debug screen, it shows that the client's disconnected, which is the Flash program. But once the Flash process gets to the end, you'll get a message here from the device saying that the Flash is complete. So there, the Flash complete message has come up. So if I go back to the folder with the software, if I run the Flash Mitsubishi program again, this time it's asking me to generate a key. I'll generate the key. Run it again. So this time it's got the serial number, and at this point you would select the tune. So in this case, that same tune. And then if you want to apply any trim files, you would apply them. So I'll go to the trims in this folder. So there's a trims folder under each of them. So I could say I want my first trim to be the Remus slip-on, and then I could apply a second trim and say that I want it to be the Termi with no DB killers, and then I could apply the third one and say that it's going to be a Zard one. And then at this point you would flash the map into the ECU. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to show some of the other features. So if I exit out of there, if I start the TuneBoy trim program, again, you've got to do the allow access for the first one, and of course it won't work. If I run it again, so now it's reading the map from the ECU. Says the data was different, do I want to replace it? If I say no, then it shows me what it read from the ECU. In this case it was all zeros. If I want to go to the config option, now see down the bottom here it says data was different. Now there was a problem in the software that was up on the website. I've updated it now, but the way to fix that is to just, if you open a trim file, so if I go in here, if I open any of the trim files and then close out of there and then start the TuneBoy trim program again, reads it out. is I forgot to unplug the device after the flash. After you've done the flash, you should unplug and replug the device. So this time, oh, I didn't wait long enough for it to re-establish its connection to the network. Oops, go back and look at the UDP debug. Clear that, plug the device back in. Connected back to the network. If I run the TuneBoy trim software, it's reading the data. Data was different. Do I want to replace it? If I click no, it switches to this get running data. And now any changes that I do, you know, if I increase it, it says update data, and then once it's updated the data, it goes back to get running data. This is fuel trim for the front cylinder, fuel trim for the rear cylinder, ignition trim for the front, ignition trim for the rear. Under tools, you've got config options. In here you would set quick shifter delay time and the pressure points for the blip, downshift blip, and the kill pressure. And there's other settings in here. When you click OK down the bottom, you'll see config updated. So see config updated. Updating the config doesn't require a flash of the ECU. Saving a different trim file does. So, okay, that should be enough for now.